But when you observe yourself within, you see moving images, a world of images, generally known as fantasies. Yet these fantasies are facts. Everything you do here, all of the artists, everything was fantasy to begin with. And the fantasy has a proper reality. That is not to be forgotten. Fantasy is not nothing. It is, say, a form of energy. Despite the fact we can't measure it. It is a manifestation of something. And that is a reality.
There's a reason why some people stay unbreakable, even when they lose everything. Their money's gone. Their family turns on them. They're humiliated, forgotten, torn down in public, and they still don't break. It's not luck. It's not apathy. It's that they stopped letting the world decide who they are. You're probably still reacting to everything. One ignored message, one insult, one shift in tone, and your energy collapses. Why? Because the world isn't attacking you. It's exposing the parts of you haven't healed. Carl Jung said it clearly. Until you face the unconscious, it runs your life, and you call it fate. Here's the truth. Nothing affects you unless it finds something inside you to stick to. And if it sticks, it owns you. That's why life keeps poking at your bruises, and it will, until you stop giving it access. Most people never do. They live and die reacting to ghosts. But if you stay here, you'll learn how to shut that down permanently. And that's the first truth of real freedom. You don't fix the world by fighting it. You break free by understanding it. You don't need to become someone new. You need to see what's not you. You were programmed to react, to overthink, to feel guilt for being angry, to seek comfort over clarity, to choose sedation over sovereignty. But the problem isn't emotion. The problem is leaking energy into ghosts, into the past, into the future, into people who don't respect you, into systems that do not serve you. And when you leak energy, you lose perception. When you lose perception, you believe the lie. When you believe the lie, you reinforce the cage. And you're not reacting to the world. You're reacting to the meaning your mind assigned to it. Someone insults you. You feel rage. Not because of their words, but because their words landed on a wound you haven't healed. Someone ignores your message. You spiral into self-doubt. Not because of their silence, but because deep down, you still tie your worth to being seen. External event, internal wound, emotional hijack. That's the real chain reaction. But once you see it for what it is, you can break the loop. Because here's the mind-bending truth. No event in the world has meaning until your brain gives it one. And you can change that. See, your reactions shape every moment of your life, yet most people never stop to question why they react the way they do. Think about the last time someone cut you off in traffic. Did you feel anger surge through your body? Did your hands grip the steering wheel tighter? Maybe you honked your horn or shouted words you wouldn't want your grandmother to hear. That reaction happened in a split second before you could even think about it. Or picture receiving great news, maybe a promotion at work or an engagement. Your heart races, you smile uncontrollably, you want to jump up and down. Again, this reaction comes automatically without conscious thought. These instant reactions stem from deep patterns in your brain and nervous system. They're like well-worn paths that your mind follows automatically based on past experiences. The good news is that these patterns can change once you understand where they come from. And your patterns began forming in early childhood. A baby learns quickly that crying brings comfort and food. A toddler discovers that tantrums sometimes lead to getting their way. These early experiences create neural pathways that become your default reactions. As you grow, more layers get added. Your family's reactions become your model. Did your parents respond to stress with anger, withdrawal, humor? Their patterns likely became part of your own reaction toolkit. School experiences, friendships, romantic relationships, and work environments all contribute to building your reaction patterns. Your brain creates these automatic responses to help you survive and thrive. Quick reactions can save your life when you need to jump out of the way of an oncoming car. They help you bond with others through shared joy and empathy. But sometimes these instant reactions don't serve you well in modern life. That same fight or flight response that helped our ancestors escape predators now kicks in during work presentations or difficult conversations. The surge of stress hormones that once gave us energy to run from danger now leaves us feeling anxious and overwhelmed in daily situations. The key is recognizing that your reactions aren't who you are. They're learned patterns that can be reshaped. Just like a river gradually carves new paths through rock, you can create new neural pathways through conscious awareness and practice. Start by becoming curious about your reactions rather than judging them. Notice what triggers strong responses in your body and mind. Pay attention to physical sensations: tension, heat, heaviness, lightness. Watch how emotions arise and change. Look for patterns in what sets off your reactions. Maybe certain words or tones of voice trigger anger. Perhaps specific situations reliably cause anxiety. Identifying these patterns is the first step to changing them. Your reactions often have deeper roots than the current situation. That burst of rage, when someone dismisses your idea in a meeting, might connect to childhood experiences of not being heard. Feeling crushed by minor criticism could stem from early pressure to be perfect. Understanding these connections helps explain why your reactions sometimes feel bigger than the moment calls for. You're not just reacting to what's happening now, but to the weight of similar experiences throughout your life. This doesn't mean your reactions are wrong, or that you should suppress them. Emotions and instinctive responses are natural and valuable parts of being human. The goal is to make your reactions work for you, rather than against you. With awareness, you can start creating space between trigger and response. That tiny pause allows you to choose how to react, rather than being driven by automatic patterns. Over time, this builds new neural pathways, like creating new trails through a forest. Your reactions reflect your unique life story. They carry wisdom from your experiences and help you navigate life. By understanding why you react the way you do, you gain the ability to respond with greater choice and clarity. This understanding opens the door to personal growth and better relationships. Instead of being controlled by reactions, you can use them as signals that point to what matters to you. Every reaction holds information about your needs, values, and inner world. The path to changing reactions starts with simple awareness. Notice without judgment. Get curious about patterns. Look for connections to past experiences. This awareness naturally leads to more conscious choices about how you want to respond to life's challenges and opportunities. The way we see reality shapes everything we do. Think of your mind as a mirror. It reflects what you believe is true, not necessarily what is true. This mirror can be clear, showing you things as they are, or it can be warped, bending reality into something different. Your reactions come from what this mirror shows you. If your mirror shows a threatening world, you'll react with fear and stress. If it shows a safe world, you'll stay calm and balanced. The fascinating part: you can clean and adjust this mirror. Let's look at energy through this mirror idea. Many people see their energy as something that just happens to them. They're tired, stressed, or excited based on outside events. But this is just one reflection, one way of seeing things. What if you turned the mirror slightly? Instead of seeing yourself as a victim of energy swings, you might see yourself as the source of energy. This small shift changes everything. You start noticing how your thoughts affect your energy. You see patterns between what you believe and how energetic you feel. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what you deeply believe. If you believe you're tired, your body creates chemicals that make you tired. If you believe you're energized, your body responds with energy-boosting chemicals. The mirror of your mind makes it real. This isn't about positive thinking or pretending everything is fine. It's about seeing clearly. Sometimes your mirror gets dusty with old beliefs. I always get tired in the afternoon, or I need coffee to function. These aren't facts. They're reflections you've gotten used to seeing. You can clean your mirror by questioning these beliefs. When you feel low energy, ask yourself, is this really about being tired? Or am I seeing something through an old, dusty reflection? Maybe what looks like tiredness is actually boredom or resistance to what you're doing. The mirror shows you something else too, how you create your own stress. Most stress doesn't come from events themselves, but from how your mirror reflects them. A deadline can look like a threat or an opportunity. A busy day can look like overwhelming chaos or exciting activity. Your energy follows these reflections. Do you see a threat? Your energy drops as your body prepares for danger. Or do you see an opportunity? Your energy rises to meet the challenge. Same situation, different reflection, completely different energy response. This mirror concept gives you a practical tool. When you notice your energy dropping, look at what your mirror is showing you. Are you seeing things clearly, or is an old, distorted reflection affecting you? Just asking this question can shift your perspective and change your energy. You might notice that your mirror gets particularly cloudy in certain situations, maybe at work or with certain people or during specific times of day. These patterns aren't random. They're places where your mirror needs cleaning. Cleaning your mirror means questioning your automatic reflections. If you always see meetings as energy drains, ask why. If mornings always look impossible, examine that reflection. Often you'll find these aren't accurate reflections, but habits of seeing. This brings us to an interesting point about control. Many people try to control their energy by forcing themselves to feel different. But you can't force a mirror to show a different reflection. You can only clean it and adjust its angle. The same goes for your energy. You can't force it, but you can change how you see situations that affect it. The mirror of reality isn't fixed. It changes based on your experiences, beliefs, and choices. But your mirror affects others too. People often reflect back what your mirror shows. If your mirror shows exhaustion, others might treat you as someone with low energy. If it shows vitality, they might engage with you differently. This creates a feedback loop that reinforces your reflection. The good news is that you can break these loops. By cleaning your mirror, questioning your beliefs about energy, stress, and control, you create new reflections. These new reflections lead to new experiences, which then create clearer, more helpful reflections. This isn't about creating a perfect reflection. It's about having a cleaner mirror that shows you what's really there, rather than what you expect to see. When you see clearly, you can respond to reality, rather than react to distorted reflections. The idea that we can control our lives is perhaps the biggest lie we tell ourselves. We build plans, set goals, and make decisions thinking we're in charge of what happens next. But look closer, and you'll see the truth hiding in plain sight. Think about your morning routine. You believe you chose to wake up at 7 a.m., drink coffee, and go to work. Yet these actions were shaped by your upbringing, society's expectations, and countless other factors you never picked. Your job, your home, your daily habits. They feel like choices, but they're more like paths carved out by forces beyond your reach. Let's talk about what really drives our choices. Your brain makes decisions before you're conscious of them. Scientists can predict your choices seconds before you think you've made them. That free will you're so proud of, it might just be your mind creating a story to explain what already happened. Consider how many random events brought you to this exact moment. Your parents' meeting, your birth date, the schools you went to, the people you met. None of these were under your control, yet they shaped everything about who you are and what you do. We create elaborate systems and rules to feel in control. Money, laws, social norms, these are all human inventions to make sense of chaos, to monetize energy. Energy that's just free and given to you and all of us. But nature doesn't care about our rules, about our made-up stuff. Earthquakes don't check your bank accounts. Diseases don't respect borders. And time doesn't slow down because we're not ready. And so are your emotions. They aren't really yours to control either. You can't choose to feel happy or stop feeling angry. These responses come from deep biological programming, triggered by circumstances you didn't create. You can influence them, sure, but control them? That's another illusion. Social media makes us feel like directors of our own story. We carefully pick what to share, how to present ourselves, which moments to highlight. But we're really just reacting to invisible, made-up algorithms, social pressure, and psychological triggers we barely notice. Even your thoughts aren't fully yours. The language you think in, the concepts you use to understand the world, the values you hold dear, all were given to you by your culture, your education, your time period. You didn't choose any of it. But here's something interesting. Accepting our lack of control can be freeing. When you start seeing things as they are, feeling as they are, you can respond to life more naturally, without the crushing pressure of thinking everything depends on you. You can pay for your life with your energy, which is not corrupted by made-up laws and stress about money. Your energy is your life force, and you can pay with it. But this doesn't mean giving up or becoming passive. Instead, it means working with reality rather than fighting it. Like a surfer riding waves, you can learn to flow with events while staying balanced. You don't control the ocean, but you can learn to swim. That's how you should manage life. The truth is, the universe is too complex, too interconnected for any one person to truly direct their path. Every action creates countless effects, affecting things we'll never see or understand. Look at history. Every empire thought it would last forever. Every civilization believed it was in control. Yet change always comes, often in ways no one predicted. Personal lives are no different. Our best plans can shatter in seconds. We spend so much energy trying to control things that don't need control: our bodies, our relationships, our futures. But what if we put that energy into understanding instead? Into accepting what is, rather than forcing what we think should be. This isn't about giving up responsibility. It's about seeing clearly what we can and cannot influence. You can't control whether someone loves you, but you can be loving. You can't control success, but you can put in effort. You can't control time, but you can be present now. The real power comes from letting go of the need to control what you cannot control. When you stop fighting reality, you can start working with it. When you accept uncertainty, you become more adaptable. When you release the illusion of control, you find a different kind of freedom. Think of life as a river. You can't control its flow, but you can learn to swim, choose your direction, and avoid obstacles. Sometimes you'll be carried to unexpected places. That's not failure. It's just life being life. The illusion of control makes us rigid, anxious, and afraid. We fear losing what we never really had. We blame ourselves for things we couldn't have prevented. We exhaust ourselves trying to manage the unmanageable. So maybe it's time to put down that burden, to accept that being human means being part of something bigger than our plans and desires. To find peace in flowing with life, rather than trying to force it into our preferred shape. I mean, isn't it crazy that many of us see our self-worth in the amount of money we have? As if money isn't a made-up thing. They print new money every day. That's the reason identity is what limits us. It's the box we build around ourselves, made from beliefs about who we think we are. These beliefs become walls that block our energy and stop us from growing. Think about all the labels you carry: your job title, your role in relationships, your nationality, your political views. Each one adds another bar to the cage. I'm a teacher. I'm a mother. I'm always responsible. I'm not good at sports. I'm shy. These statements might feel true, but they're just stories we tell ourselves. The more rigid our identity becomes, the less energy flows through us. We start acting like robots, following scripts based on who we think we should be. We make choices not from what we truly want, but from what matches our self-image. Let me give you an example. Someone who strongly identifies as health-conscious might feel guilty eating a piece of cake at a birthday party. The cake isn't the problem, the attachment to the identity is. This person spends energy maintaining an image instead of simply enjoying the moment. Your identity can become a prison of your own making. Every time you say, "That's not me," or "I would never do that," you're adding another lock to the door. You block off possibilities and limit your potential. Because the reality is, you never know what you will do in the future. That's why it's the future. The strongest identities often come from pain or fear. Maybe you were hurt by someone, so you built an identity as the careful one who never trusts. Or you failed at something, so you became the person who never takes risks. These protective identities might have helped once, but now they're stopping you from living fully. And social media makes this worse. We create perfect online versions of ourselves, then feel pressure to match those fake images. We waste energy trying to be consistent with our posts and profiles instead of being real and present. Your job title is not you. Your relationship status is not you. Your past achievements or failures are not you. These are just temporary roles you play, like clothes you wear. But most people grip these identities so tightly they forget they can change them. Here's what happens when you hold your identity too much. You meet someone with different views, and instead of listening, you defend your position because it's part of who you are. You stay in a bad situation because leaving would challenge your self-image as someone who never gives up. You avoid opportunities because they don't fit your story about yourself. The energy you use maintaining your identity could be used for growth and creativity instead. Every time you defend your self-image, you lose power. Every time you try to prove yourself, you drain your energy. Real strength comes from being flexible, from letting go of fixed ideas about who you are. It means being comfortable with contradiction. You can be strong and vulnerable, serious and playful, confident and humble. You don't need to pick one side and stick to it. Notice how children flow with energy before they learn to build their identity cages. They can be different things from moment to moment. They don't worry about being consistent or maintaining an image. They just are. Breaking free from identity doesn't mean having no personality. It means holding your self-concepts lightly. It means staying open to change and growth. It means letting go of the need to defend or prove yourself. Start questioning your identity statements. When you catch yourself saying, "I am," or "I'm not," pause. Ask yourself, is this really true? Is this helping me? What would happen if I let this belief go? Look for places where your identity limits you. Notice when you reject experiences because they don't fit your self-image. Pay attention to when you feel compelled to defend who you think you are. Your true nature is bigger than any identity you can create. You are not your thoughts about yourself. You are not your social roles. You are not your past or your labels. You are the awareness that can observe all these things. The less you identify with fixed ideas about yourself, the more energy you have available. You become free to respond to life directly, without filtering everything through your self-image. You can act from what's needed in the moment, rather than from old patterns and beliefs. Let your identity be fluid like water rather than solid like stone. Don't try to break the cage all at once. Just notice where it constrains you, and gently loosen its hold. As you release rigid self-concepts, you'll find more energy available for living fully in the present moment. The truth about power is simple. You already have it. Right now, you're holding on to all the power you need. But most people give it away without knowing they're doing it. Think of your power like money in a bank account. Each time you say yes when you want to say no, you make a withdrawal. Each time you let someone else's opinion change your plans, more power leaves your account. Every moment spent trying to control what others think of you drains your reserves. Let me show you the main ways we give away our power and how to keep it instead. The first big drain happens in relationships. We often hand over our power by trying to make others happy at our expense. We change ourselves, hide our true thoughts, or stay in bad situations because we're afraid of being alone. This is like giving someone else the keys to your house. They can come and go as they please, while you sit powerless. The second drain comes from seeking approval. Many of us learned early that being good meant getting praise from others. Now, as adults, we're still chasing gold stars, letting other people's opinions decide our worth. Every time you ask, "What will they think?" before making a choice, you're giving away your power. Social media creates another massive power leak. We scroll through perfect-looking lives, comparing ourselves and feeling smaller. We post things hoping for likes, waiting for validation. Each notification becomes a little hit of borrowed power, but it's never enough. Here's how to stop these leaks and keep your power. Start with your choices. Make decisions based on what you truly want, not what others expect. When someone asks you to do something, pause. Check if your yes comes from real desire or from fear of disapproval. Build strong boundaries. Think of boundaries like a fence around your power. They show others where your space begins and ends. Practice saying, "That doesn't work for me," without explaining or apologizing. Your reasons belong to you. Stop explaining your choices to people who haven't earned the right to hear them. You don't need to justify taking care of yourself. No is a complete sentence. Look at where you seek validation. Do you need others to agree with your choices? Do you change your opinion when someone disapproves? Start trusting your inner voice more than outside voices. Clean up your social media use. Notice how it affects your sense of self. Unfollow accounts that make you feel less than. Post what matters to you, not what you think will get attention. Pay attention to your energy after spending time with different people. Some leave you feeling stronger, while others seem to drain you dry. Choose carefully who gets your time. Take back your power in small moments. When someone interrupts you, keep speaking. When a room feels tense, don't take responsibility for fixing it. When you make a mistake, own it without shame. Stop giving away your peace of mind. Other people's bad moods belong to them. Their judgments show their limits, not yours. Their criticism often says more about their fears than your worth. Practice holding your power in uncomfortable situations. Stay quiet when others rush to fill silence. Hold your ground when someone tries to pressure you. Keep your plans even when others disapprove. Your power grows when you stop leaking it everywhere. Each time you honor your truth, set a boundary, or choose yourself, you make a deposit in your power account. Soon you'll have reserves you never knew possible. This isn't about controlling others or becoming cold. It's about being a good steward of your energy. When you stop giving your power away, you have more to share from a place of choice, rather than fear. Start today. Notice one way you usually give away your power, and choose differently. Maybe it's saying no to something that doesn't serve you. Maybe it's spending an hour doing what you want instead of what you should. Maybe it's simply sitting with an uncomfortable feeling instead of trying to fix it. Your power is your birthright. No one can take it unless you hand it over. Keep it close, use it wisely, and watch how your life transforms when you stop giving it away. The search for sovereignty starts with a simple truth. You already have everything you need within you. Many of us spend years looking outside ourselves for validation, direction, and purpose. We ask others to tell us who we are and what we should do. But true power comes from making your own choices and standing firm in your decisions. Think about the last time you felt completely at peace with a decision you made. No second guessing, no seeking approval, just pure certainty in your choice. That feeling is sovereignty. It's the natural state of being that emerges when you trust yourself completely. Building sovereignty requires practice. Start by paying attention to how often you defer to others' opinions or seek external validation. Notice when you shrink yourself to fit someone else's expectations. These are the moments where you can begin reclaiming your power. Your energy belongs to you alone. Each time you give it away through people-pleasing, excessive compromise, or abandoning your values, you move further from your sovereign self. The good news is that you can redirect that energy back to yourself through conscious choice. Make decisions based on what feels right to you, not what others expect. This doesn't mean ignoring good advice or acting selfishly. It means filtering everything through your own internal compass. Trust your gut instincts. They often know better than your analytical mind. Set clear boundaries and maintain them consistently. When someone pushes against your limits, stay firm but kind. You don't need to explain or justify your boundaries. No is a complete sentence. Your right to protect your energy is non-negotiable. Stop asking for permission to be yourself. You don't need anyone's approval to pursue your dreams, express your truth, or make changes in your life. The habit of seeking permission keeps you in a childlike state of dependency. Step into your adult sovereignty by taking full responsibility for your choices. Release the need to control how others perceive you. Their opinions and judgments belong to them, not you. Focus instead on being authentic and aligned with your values. True sovereignty means being willing to be misunderstood or disapproved of by others. Practice making decisions without seeking consensus. Start with small choices and build up to bigger ones. Notice how it feels to trust yourself. Yes, you might make mistakes sometimes. That's how you learn and grow. Each decision strengthens your sovereign muscles. Your body is your sovereign territory. Listen to what it needs rather than forcing it to conform to external standards. Rest when you're tired. Eat what makes you feel good. Move in ways that make you feel good. Your body knows what it needs, kind of like its own built-in compass. Spend time in the sun, walk barefoot on the grass, or even run in the rain. These small actions can make a big difference for your overall well-being. It's no wonder that kids today, who spend much of their time indoors, often seem less happy than previous generations who played outside all day. Over the years, we've become more and more disconnected from the natural world. This didn't just happen by chance. Modern life revolves around artificial lighting, screens, and technology that can throw off our natural rhythms. We end up feeling drained, anxious, or isolated because we're missing the restorative power of nature that our bodies once relied on. Think of how our ancestors lived. They got plenty of sunlight, walked barefoot on the earth, and followed day and night cycles in tune with nature. Now we're surrounded by concrete, electronics, and processed environments. And while medications have their place, we've forgotten a simple truth. Our bodies are designed to thrive when we stay connected with natural elements. Putting your bare feet on the ground helps you release the buildup of electronic noise you accumulate in modern settings, a concept scientists are now starting to validate. Sunlight on your skin doesn't just make vitamin D. It also triggers processes that help regulate your mood and boost cellular health. All these things work together in ways that technology can only imitate on a surface level. Reconnecting with nature doesn't have to be complicated. Go outside, breathe fresh air, feel the sun, and let yourself be present in those moments. Each time you do, you reclaim a little of the energy and harmony your body naturally craves. This isn't just a personal shift, it can affect the people around you. When you're more balanced and at ease, you inspire others to seek that same sense of connection. It's a gentle reminder that there's another way to live, one that taps into the natural world we've always been a part of. Your sovereignty requires radical self-honesty. Be willing to look at your patterns, triggers, and shadows. Notice where you give your power away through blame, victimhood, or learned helplessness. Choose responsibility instead, not as a burden, but as a path to freedom. Create daily practices that reinforce your sovereignty. This could be as simple as taking a few minutes each morning to check in with yourself before checking your phone, or setting aside regular time for activities that make you feel strong and centered. Your time and attention are precious resources. Guard them carefully. Learn to say no to commitments that drain you. Create space in your schedule for what truly matters to you. Every time you honor your needs and priorities, you strengthen your sovereign foundation. Build relationships that support your sovereignty rather than diminish it. True friends and partners will celebrate your strength and independence. They'll respect your boundaries and encourage your growth. Distance yourself from those who try to control or diminish you. Remember that sovereignty isn't about isolation or rigid independence. It's about choosing your connections consciously and engaging with others from a place of wholeness rather than need. You can be both sovereign and deeply connected. The path to sovereignty is ongoing. Each day brings new opportunities to choose yourself, trust your wisdom, and stand in your power. Some days will be easier than others. What matters is your commitment to returning to your sovereign center again and again. Your sovereignty is your birthright. No one can give it to you or take it away. They can only convince you to give it up voluntarily. By reclaiming it, you step into the fullness of who you are meant to be. This is the foundation for creating a life that truly reflects your essence. The human brain is like a supercomputer that runs on electrical signals, forming patterns and habits through repeated thoughts and actions. These patterns become our default settings. They control how we react, feel, and behave in different situations. But here's the amazing thing. We can change these patterns. Our brains stay flexible throughout our lives, ready to form new connections and break old ones. This ability is called neuroplasticity, and it's the key to rewiring your mind. Let's break down the process of mental rewiring into simple steps. First, you need to spot the patterns you want to change. Maybe you get anxious in social situations or you procrastinate on important tasks. These are just circuits in your brain that have become strong through repetition. To create new patterns, start with small changes. If you want to become more confident, begin by standing tall for just 5 minutes each day. If you want to build focus, practice concentrating on one task for 3 minutes without checking your phone. These tiny actions might seem too simple, but they're creating new neural pathways. The next step is consistency. Your brain needs regular signals to strengthen these new connections. Think of it like walking through tall grass. The first time you barely leave a mark, but walk the same path every day, and soon you'll have a clear trail. That's exactly what happens in your brain when you repeat new behaviors. One powerful technique is visualization. Your brain can't tell the difference between what you vividly imagine and what's real. When you picture yourself acting calm under pressure or making healthy choices, you're actually training your neural circuits. Professional athletes use this method. They run through their perfect performance in their minds before they step onto the field. Another key part of rewiring is managing your environment. Your surroundings send constant signals to your brain. If you're trying to build new habits, change your space to support them. Want to read more? Put books where you usually keep your phone. Looking to eat better? Make healthy foods the first thing you see when you open your fridge. Your morning routine sets the tone for your brain's daily patterns. Start your day with actions that support your new mindset. This could be as simple as taking 3 deep breaths or writing down one goal. These morning habits prime your neural pathways for the rest of the day. Pay attention to the words you use, both in your head and out loud. Language shapes neural patterns. Replace I have to with I choose to. Switch I'm bad at this to I'm learning this. These small changes in words create big changes in your brain's wiring. Sleep plays a huge role in rewiring your mind. During sleep, your brain strengthens new connections and weakens old ones it doesn't need anymore. Make sure you get enough quality sleep. It's like hitting the save button on your brain's new programming. Stress can block new neural pathways from forming. Include stress reduction techniques in your rewiring practice. This could be breathing exercises, short walks, or moments of quiet. When your brain is calm, it's much better at creating and strengthening new connections. Track your progress, but be patient. Building new neural pathways takes time. Notice small wins, moments when you naturally choose your new response instead of the old one. These are signs that your rewiring is working. Your brain responds strongly to rewards. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. This releases chemicals that help strengthen new neural pathways. A simple fist pump or saying yes can reinforce positive changes. Remember that setbacks are normal and actually help strengthen learning. When you catch yourself falling into old patterns, don't get discouraged. Just notice it and gently redirect yourself back to your new path. Each time you do this, you're making your new neural pathways stronger. The most effective rewiring happens when you combine physical actions with mental practice. If you're building confidence, pair confident body language with positive self-talk. If you're developing patience, match slow breathing with calm thoughts. This creates stronger neural connections. Your brain is always changing, forming new connections based on what you do and think. By understanding this process and working with it intentionally, you can create lasting positive changes in your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Start small, stay consistent, and trust in your brain's natural ability to adapt and grow. The path to becoming great at energy control builds directly on the mental rewiring we just covered. Now we'll bring everything together into a complete system you can use. Think of energy control like playing a video game where you need to collect and manage resources. Your daily energy is your main resource, and you're the player making decisions about how to use it. Start each morning by checking your energy levels. This is your daily starting point. Just like in a game, you want to know exactly how much energy you have to work with. Rate yourself from 0 to 100%. Throughout the day, you'll face different tasks and challenges that cost energy. Big projects might cost 30%, while small tasks could be 5%. The trick is matching your tasks to your energy levels. You'll get better results doing creative or difficult work when your energy is high, usually in the morning. Save the simple stuff for later when you're running lower. This is basic resource management, but most people do the opposite. They waste peak energy on easy tasks. Track your energy spending in a simple notes app or paper journal. Write down what activities drain you and which ones give you energy back. After a few weeks, you'll spot patterns. Maybe meetings drain 20%, but a lunch break gives back 15%. Here's where it gets interesting. You can actually increase your total energy capacity over time. Just like leveling up in a game, consistent practice makes you stronger. Start with your current capacity and gradually push it higher through good habits. The key is finding the right balance between using energy and recovering it. If you spend too much without recovery, you'll crash. But if you're too careful about saving energy, you won't grow stronger. Look for that sweet spot where you're challenged but not overwhelmed. Build recovery breaks into your day. A 10-minute walk can give you back 10% energy. A proper lunch break might restore 20%. Even a 2-minute breathing exercise between tasks helps. These are your power-ups. Use them strategically. Watch out for energy thieves, those things that drain you without giving value back. Social media scrolling, pointless meetings, toxic people. Minimize these to keep your energy bar full longer. Some activities are worth the energy cost because they make you stronger in the long run. Exercise might cost 30% energy today, but increases your total capacity tomorrow. Good sleep habits have a similar effect. They're investments in future energy. Create your own energy rules based on what works for you. Maybe you never schedule important meetings after 2 p.m. when your energy naturally dips, or you always take a break after 90 minutes of focused work. These become your game strategies. Pay attention to your environment too. A messy workspace can leak energy all day without you noticing. Good lighting, comfortable temperature, and the right noise level help preserve your energy. Think of these as your game settings. Optimize them. Practice energy control in small ways first. Pick one meeting where you'll manage your energy better. Choose one morning to match tasks to your energy levels. Small wins build confidence and skill. You'll fail sometimes. Everyone does. You'll overcommit, forget to take breaks, or ignore your energy signals. That's fine. Learn from it like you would learn from losing a game level. What went wrong? How can you play better next time? The real skill is adapting as you go. Some days you'll wake up with less energy than expected. Plans change. Emergencies happen. Good energy control means being flexible while keeping your core habits strong. Look for ways to make tasks cost less energy. Better systems, clearer communication, fewer distractions. These all reduce the energy cost of getting things done. It's like finding more efficient ways to play the game. Build support systems too. Having people who understand what you're doing helps maintain good energy habits. Share your goals with friends or family. Find others practicing similar skills. Support makes everything easier. Keep improving your energy awareness. Notice how different foods affect you. Track how weather changes impact your energy. See how various types of exercise influence your daily capacity. The more you know, the better you can play. This isn't about perfect energy control, it's about getting better over time. Each day is practice. Each week teaches you something new about how your energy works. Stay curious and keep experimenting. You have everything needed to start mastering energy control. Use what you've learned about mental rewiring. Combine it with these practical strategies and make it your own. The game is yours to play. Breaking free from these illusions doesn't mean throwing them away completely. After all, they help us function in the world. It's more about seeing them for what they really are, thought patterns, not unquestionable facts. Think about how convincing a dream feels while you're in it. You only realize it wasn't real after you wake up. In the same way, noticing our everyday illusions can feel like waking up to a bigger perspective. That realization can be empowering. Once you understand that many of your limits come from your own mind, you can start to challenge them. If your brain can create these patterns, it can also create new ones. But recognizing this also means accepting responsibility. When we see how our thoughts shape our reality, we can't just blame outside events anymore. The upside is that understanding how our experiences are formed gives us more control. Just like a movie becomes less overwhelming when we remember it's just a movie, our fears and worries lose some of their hold when we see them as products of our own thinking. This doesn't mean our experiences aren't real. They feel very real to us in the moment. But knowing they're shaped by our minds gives us the power to shape them differently. Think about how different cultures can see the same event in completely different ways. What's obvious to one group might be hidden from another, showing just how much our background shapes what we notice. Living in an illusion is like acting in a play while also watching it. We can get wrapped up in the storyline, or we can step back and remember it's all a performance. Both views can be useful at different times. The trick is finding a balance. Use the illusion when it helps you, but stay aware that it's something your mind has constructed. That awareness creates room for change and growth beyond what we currently see as possible. Everyone wakes up to this idea in their own way. Some people have an instant flash of insight, like being struck by lightning, while for others it's gradual, like dawn slowly breaking over the horizon. But once you've seen it, you can't forget it. Think about all the times something on the news felt off to you, or when a story didn't seem to add up. Those moments of doubt were your inner sense telling you there's more to reality than what you were being shown. We've been taught since childhood to believe what we're told. Schools often emphasize memorizing instead of questioning, and media can spoon-feed us opinions instead of raw facts. The system tends to reward going along with things and discourage thinking for yourself. But deep down, Most people sense these hidden constraints. The truth is, we come into this world free in mind, heart, and spirit. No one has the right to control our thoughts or stop us from living the life we choose, yet subtle manipulation can influence us every day. Think about how we usually live. Waking up to an alarm, rushing to jobs we might not like, buying stuff we don't really need, numbing ourselves with entertainment, and then collapsing into bed only to repeat it the next day. We're told this is normal, that it's what success looks like. But is it really? The truth is, we have much more power than we've been told. Our thoughts shape our reality, our focus shapes our experiences, and our choices guide our path. Over time, though, we've slowly handed over this power until we forgot we even had it. The good news is that we never really lose it. It's still there, waiting for us to tap into again. The first step in reclaiming this power is to start asking questions, not out of fear, but out of genuine curiosity. Ask yourself, why do I believe what I believe? Who gains from me believing this? How would my life be different if I believed something else? These questions poke holes in the illusions we live with and let in the light. As you begin questioning, you'll spot certain patterns. Fear used to control people, the illusion of scarcity that pits us against each other, and constant distractions that keep us from looking too deeply. Suddenly, things that once felt random start making sense. But true awakening isn't just about spotting what's wrong. It's about seeing what's possible. When you shake off the mental chains, your creativity and forgotten strengths resurface, and you start to reconnect with who you truly are. This new awareness brings responsibility. Once you've seen the truth, you can't pretend you haven't. Now, you're accountable for your own growth and choices. You can't just follow the crowd without thinking anymore. Some people might push back against your awakening. They may say you're being difficult or try to force you back into old patterns. This is normal. Change can be uncomfortable, especially when it challenges familiar beliefs. Stay rooted in your understanding. You don't need to be angry or defensive because the truth simply exists whether people accept it or not. You're not here to convince anyone, just to live authentically and let that speak for itself. Start small. Question one belief today. Replace one habit tomorrow. Take a single step toward authenticity next week. Small, consistent steps add up to major change in the long run. At first, you might feel alone, but as you keep following this path, you'll meet others who are asking the same questions and seeking the same answers. These connections will naturally find you at the right time. Remember, awakening isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing process. Every day brings new realizations, new questions, and new chances to choose truth over illusion. It won't always be easy, but that's all part of the journey. What you discover ultimately is that humans are far more powerful than we're led to believe. We are not meant to live small, limited lives. We're natural creators, fully capable of shaping our reality. This fact has been downplayed because it threatens those who benefit from our ignorance. Now is the moment to rise up, not because someone told you to, but because your own heart recognizes this as truth. Trust that inner voice, follow your instincts, and step into your power. The cracks in our collective illusion are growing. Every day, more people realize there's more to life than what we're shown. We're not alone in seeing what's really going on. Together, we can build a new reality based on truth, freedom, and genuine connection. To dive deeper and learn how to direct your energy, watch my video on mastering your energy. It's the next step on this path. And if you appreciate what you're learning, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to stay connected. Don't forget to subscribe to the free newsletter in the description box. Leave a comment with your favorite video so far from this channel, and let me know what you'd like to see more of. Until next time, have a good one.